It'll take a second to start.
Can I start the show?
Yeah, do whatever you want. So, I probably will too. Upstairs. Please. Yeah, do you want me to just tweet it at you? Okay, guys, we're going to get going here in a minute. Got a special treat for you. My friend Libby, who is a diehard Michigan fan and unfiltered, uncensored. She's going to go off. Libby, you're going to go off?
I don't know.
My keys are upstairs.
All right. I'll return.
She's getting me a beer. Thank you.
Right here. Look, you're all set.
Oh, thank you very much. So, Michigan loses 27-17. Obviously, she's a huge Michigan fan. She's got the vintage Steve Breston. Well, we were joking. It's Chris Hinton now.
I'm going to burn it in the bonfire later this evening.
So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, we just watched the Zoom press conference with Jim Harbaugh. Libby was particularly taken by Taylor Upshaw comment. We'll get into that a little bit later. We'll go over stats, whatever you guys want to talk about. But obviously another bad loss for Michigan. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. So other than that, follow me on Twitter at AdamBiggers81. Read my stuff on SaturdayTradition.com, at Tradition on Twitter. I'll have a column that'll run later today. So Matt the Destroyer says Harbaugh to the Lions. They just fired Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn, so who knows? Bergie says not a good outing. Bergie says as a Packers fan, I would support Harbaugh to the Lions. Matt the Destroyer says I'm also a Packers fan too. So we'll wait for a couple more people to get in. If you guys haven't already.
Here's the thing about Jim Harbaugh. When he came to Michigan, which we discussed earlier, it was like the second coming of Christ, right? It was like, oh my God, we got him. He's a Michigan man. He loves Michigan football. He will do anything for this team. I legitimately thought that we're looking at the next 20-year coach of the Michigan Wolverines that we're going to do great things. And he came in that first year with a first-ranked defense. Like, everything was amazing. I think we were 1-2 going into Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken. Was it 16?
10-2 or 9-2.
9-2.
Yeah,
whatever it was.
I gotta say, yeah, it was 9-2.
I was excited. I thought this is the truth. This is everything that we've been waiting for. And I love Jim Harbaugh. If Jim Harbaugh is not the coach of the Michigan Wolverines tomorrow, I will still love Jim Harbaugh. But when you look at what he's done on paper, it makes me feel like I've been cheated on. Like, it's not what I expected. We haven't beat Ohio State ever since he's been there. In the past 20 years, I think we beat him once or twice.
Three times since 2000.
I'm entitled as fuck, right? I'm a Michigan fan.
You are.
And we don't accept 10-win seasons. I know that we're bougie and stupid. But the buck's got to stop somewhere. And for me, as much as I love him, like, how can we sit here and continue to preach for Harbaugh being the guy when he's had enough time to bring in his own recruits? He's had enough time to do whatever he wants with this program. And I've never been through a more painful season than this one. And another thing, we're talking about your press conference where people are like, how do we save the season, the rest of the season? No, motherfuckers, we got one game this season because nobody thinks we're going to beat Ohio State. Not in a million years. That's not happening. So we're trying to talk about what we can do to beat Maryland. It's embarrassing.
It is. And Gavin McLean says Harbaugh needs to clean up his mess by letting go Don Brown at the end of the year. I think if anybody's going to be let go, it's probably going to be Don. Bergie says, please just let Don Brown go. Where was the tackling? Matt the Destroyer says the Big Ten is a coaching powerhouse, and it seems like Harbaugh is improving himself as one of the top half of the Big Ten coaches. Yeah, I mean, look at compare him to other Big Ten coaches right now. Tom Allen, Paul Chryst, Pat Fitzgerald. I mean, there's 5 or 6 guys that you can name in the Big Ten that are arguably have done better coaching jobs, during the past 3, 4, 5 years than Jim Harbaugh has. So I know it's frustrating for a lot of Michigan fans today. We both predicted Michigan win. I thought 27-21 Michigan was a fair prediction. And
because never in my life did I think we would even talk about a loss to a 0-5 Nittany Lions fucking football team.
And on top of that, it's just once Michigan gets down this year, and that's been the theme of the entire season, that they just play from behind. Especially if you get down by 2 scores, it's over. We saw a little bit of comeback fight against Rutgers, and then today against Penn State. Rutgers, exactly. So
triple overtime versus Rutgers.
You're getting excited about Rutgers, I know. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to let us know. Cheers to don't have a horrible rest of your night, Libby.
It's fine. I'm used to it.
We're gonna watch Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. tonight.
Battle of the old guys.
Yeah, battle of the old guys. Tron 7000 says Michigan is spineless. Jay Mays 2D. Been a while, Jay Mays. Where you been? They all need to go. Harbaugh and Don Brown. Matt the Destroyer says that all I hope is that Juwan Howard doesn't turn into another Harbaugh. A little bit early to call that, but I think Michigan basketball with Juwan. Don't get too excited. I think Juwan's a great choice for coach, but that would be a topic for another show. But if anything, if Michigan fans have learned, don't get too excited. I think Harbaugh kind of has put it's a little bit bittersweet when you think of a Michigan man, right? Juwan Howard, Fab Five, come back. You're not going to. To me, John Beilein is the greatest coach in Michigan basketball history. So that'll be another topic for another day. But Bergie says, does Michigan let Harbaugh's contract play out? Yeah. Barring anything, I can't see Harbaugh leaving at the end of this year. But if he goes into next year without an extension, then we know it's game over for Harbaugh. And I think after today, a loss like this, there's going to be a loss to Ohio State. It's going to be – the writing's on the wall. So, do you think Harbaugh in or out?
I think out.
I know you love him.
I do. I love him. But, again, based on just what you see on paper, I don't see how you can justify retaining him any further without – God forbid they come out this year. Not God forbid. I would love it if they come out and beat Ohio State at the end of the year, right? Like, that would be the type of thing that he needs to solidify his position there. But shit's not happening. We went into triple overtime against Rutgers. No, it would not. It would make my life inherently better. Every year on the last weekend of November, I wake up and I cook and I act like it's a fucking holiday. And every year we get blown out. A couple of years ago, they took a knee when they had 73 points on us and took a knee in the fourth quarter, like a mercy. Like they just didn't want to run it up on us anymore. And since then, I still get excited because I can't help but to get excited. But I don't understand logistically why I do, because all it does every year is hurt my feelings and make me feel like shit for at least a week. So if they could beat Ohio State, all would be forgiven and I would be the happiest girl in the world. But a rational person knows that is not likely going to happen.
And you're somewhere in between that most of the time. The happiest girl in the world and a rational person. So I'll give you that.
Right in the middle.
Matt the Destroyer says, starting to think that Ohio State will drop 100 on us. I don't know 100, but
hopefully they take a knee at 72 like they did last time.
It was like six. What was the score? It was 60.
I don't know.
It was a lot. It was a lot to a little.
I'm just tired of it, Adam.
I know, and you guys, you're not going to meet more of a diehard Michigan fan than Libby, and I try not to laugh when I'm around you because you guys know that I'm a Michigan State fan. Michigan State's had its own issues this year, but I try not to laugh, but it gives me a good understanding of how emotionally involved Michigan fans are with Michigan football. And games like today, how many 4-letter words did you say today?
Few. Not as many 100. As usual. Not as many as usual.
You did you did temper it a little bit.
I know my dog gets freaked out when I watch football.
She tempered it a little. This much.
But I hate to say it, but today not only was it a loss, but it was a boring football game to watch overall. And so it kind of takes away that passion a little bit. Like I'm used to seeing dropped passes. I'm used to seeing an undisciplined football team and a defense that is almost non-existent at points. So the swearing is tampered down as far as I'm concerned because I expect it.
Oh, hold on. Jay Mays, I got to call you out on this one because you said fire Harbaugh, let him coach the Lions, have Michigan open up the checkbook for either Urban Meyer or Chris Peterson. I've been told that I look like Chris Peterson for one, so I like that. But Urban Meyer, never gonna happen, man. Never, ever, ever, ever. And that's my biggest pet peeve of all Michigan fans. As soon as Urban Meyer gets mentioned as a potential replacement for Jim Harbaugh, I'm like, you guys are fucking crazy. That is not gonna happen. Matt Campbell at Iowa State. Okay, he's winning at Iowa State in the Big 12. I mean, Brady Hoke won at San Diego State and whatever the fuck conference they put. What conference is San Diego State? I don't even know.
I didn't even know that was a college.
San Diego State?
I'm just kidding. I knew that was a college. I'm just kidding.
That was where Brady Hoke was before. But where he walked from. Remember when he said he's gonna
Well,
he's
it's
gonna
easy
walk.
when you look at, the Big Ten is an underrated conference in my opinion, pretty much overall.
Or San Diego. He was at San Diego. It was one of the San Diego. I don't know. I have to go back and look.
The Big Ten is a different place to coach football.
Right,
You
and that's
can't
what I'm
coach
saying.
At Miami of Ohio or somewhere else.
Well, and that's what I'm saying.
Michigan
Like,
and be a
okay,
badass.
Matt Campbell at Iowa State. Okay, he's winning at Iowa State.
Exactly.
Throw Matt Campbell at Michigan.
It's a different ballgame.
They're entirely different ballgame. So, and I know for Michigan fans, it's and Libby too. I mean, when you think of replacement coach,
No one comes to mind.
My question is, who are you going to get that's better than Jim Harbaugh out there? Because
Statistically, a lot of people probably, if you're looking at paper. But the love he has for the University of Michigan and the history there, it's going to be very hard to fill those shoes. And I think that's why you're getting all these stupid internet rumors about Tom Brady and all these other ridiculous fucking bullshit.
That's never going to happen.
Just because someone went to Michigan does not make them a good
Charles
or
Woodson, Mike Hart, because he's a running back.
I mean, you're not going to find what you found in Jim Harbaugh to fill that void. So the question therein lies, who is able to do it, who has the skills and the winning percentage to do it. I don't know who that is at this point.
Balance 440 says Rex Ryan. You want a coach with a foot fetish.
Hey, there are worse things, okay? There are worse things.
Rex Ryan. Rex is a dirty guy.
You're talking about football, Adam.
I know.
I mean, the NFL is full of criminals.
right?
We just found out Odell Beckham Jr. likes to get shat on by women. Like, come on. The foot fetish is pretty docile.
This is why we're friends and have been for a long time. Matt the Destroyer says Iowa State is a terrible program. Their coach is amazing. We need him. They just beat Texas. Okay. I mean, I'll give you that. I understand that. Bergie says, how many positions, coaches, coordinators make it to next season? Sean Nua, Gaddis, Don Brown. I mean, I think Brown's probably going to be the one that's on the hottest of the hot seats.
I mean, really, if you look this year at anything you can be happy about, it's Michigan's special teams play.
The Florida coach we hired had a shark fetish. Oh shit! Who was it? It was he was the coach. He came in for a year at Michigan. He was the coach at Florida. I remember seeing it. Jim McElwain, right? Did you ever see that? He was laying.
What's a shark?
He was laying naked on a boat with a shark.
Well, it's a proud achievement. Did he catch it?
I don't know. But
if I caught a shark, I'd want some photos.
He was laying naked with it. I forgot where we're going with this. Reactions of press conference. I gotta pee.
Are you okay?
I just said that out loud. I do have to go to the bathroom. But I do want to talk about Taylor Upshaw's coming because Libby was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, so Taylor Upshaw, who is off the bench playing for the defense, right?
Yeah.
Decides to talk about how they're very focused on the rest of the season, but also focused on their NFL careers and what they can do to better their careers in the future. Which to me, just from the outside, listening to this press conference, motherfucker, what makes you think you're going to come off the bench because somebody is hurt on a terrible football team and get drafted to the NFL and that's your focus? Don't get me wrong, it happens, right? People go all the time. But the fact that the team's focus, individual players, yeah, that's fine if you will, but your focus is on your next career steps. How about your focus be on not having a fucking losing season and maybe beating Ohio State for the first time in your life? You want to up your stock a little bit? Talk about that. Don't put it out there that you've pretty much called it a day on the season and that you're just looking forward to a possible NFL career, which I'm sorry, sir. I don't know about that for you. I hope you prove me wrong, but just the overall tempo of the press conferences that I've seen over the last couple weeks have been that of complete defeat and debilitation, and you can feel it and you can see it. And I love Jim Harbaugh. We've talked about this, but he just looks defeated. And so, if you're going to try to rise above whatever sort of situation that you're in, you need to look at it from a lens of what can I do right now to get this team together right now, not talk about your possibility to a draft or getting with walking on or whatever this guy thinks his fucking goals are within the league.
Matt the Destroyer says number 91 had a really dirty hit on Penn State's quarterback, and yeah, that was Taylor Upshaw.
Legit.
And I was
He wants to be drafted.
I was taking.
He's thinking about the draft.
I was taken back a little bit by Taylor Upshaw's comment too, because I forgot exactly how I framed the question, but I mean, you know, with 2 games left, and you know they're getting asked questions about what's left to play for, that kind of thing, and I'm asking, you know, Taylor something along the same line as that, and the way that he responded was basically it's like, okay, well, we just want to play for.
I think what he said is,
film.
you know, we're looking forward to the next couple games, but also to our career and our future. You know, he did
say that. Like a lot of us want to make this our careers, and so
don't play for a fucking armpit fucking football team where you're coming off the bench. Maybe think about that.
I told you guys that don't be sorry. So I'm gonna take a quick pee break. Libby's going to take it from here. Hold on. Bergie says that J.J. McCarthy ends up in Ann Arbor. You think he still has a legit
I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this.
Just talk and read the comments. JJ, I was actually supposed to have JJ on Zoom this week. It didn't work out, but check out my YouTube page. I did have Sean McCune earlier this week. With Jay, I mean, we've never seen a true freshman come in and start for Jim Harbaugh, so I don't think that regardless what happens, Harbaugh stays there. J.J. McCarthy remains committed, whatever. J.J. is not going to be the guy next year. It's going to be Cade, I think. So, yeah, I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. Libby's going to take over. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free. Remember, follow me on Twitter at AdamBiggers81 and read my stuff on Saturday Tradition, SaturdayTradition.com. At Tradition on Twitter. What is that?
Matt says Harbaugh would rather start a golden retriever in a football jersey than a 5-star quarterback. That would seem to be the case. I mean, you know, for a long time we looked at, okay, so Harbaugh only has other people's recruits. We haven't really seen what he can do with his recruiting skills. But then we, you know, got Joe, right? And this was going to be the guy. And everyone was excited for that. And that turned out to be absolute trash. So, I mean, I think you're right. Like, I want to see something productive come out of Michigan's recruiting. And let's not get it twisted. We have a ton of very capable athletes all the time, but it just doesn't manifest itself the same way on the field. And like, I'm a football person, so I watch Michigan football. I watch pro football. I care mostly about Michigan football, but when you watch games from, you know, the ACC or the SEC, it's like you're watching a different sport. It doesn't look anything like what I'm used to watching from the University of Michigan. And every time I'm like, why don't I get the same feeling of excitement that I get when I watch Michigan? And I'm sick of the lack of that feeling. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that, but I would like to see, hopefully we will see over the next 2 games, you know, what we can get from Cade. But I think that for whatever reason, they decided not to let him make his debut until Rutgers, which is absolutely preposterous to me. So hopefully he can do something for the next 2 games that gives us some hope. But again, this season is essentially over to me. Yeah, we can hopefully beat Maryland next week. By the grace of God and whomever else in the world, if we beat Ohio State, I will call that a success. But this season has been one of the toughest to watch in my life that I've ever had to endure or made myself endure. Yeah, well, there's not a lot of room back here.
No, I know.
I got a dog over here. You got to
weren't even going to move your chair.
No.
Oh, fuck. All right, so what I miss? Bergie says, as long as that golden retriever was a junior or a senior. Matt the Destroyer says, Michigan doesn't throw the ball deep enough. Every pass is under 10 yards. Luckily, it seems like we are getting more 3rd and short.
But then they throw passes that my 9-year-old daughter would have fucking caught, and they get dropped. So let's talk about that too.
Evelyn does have some hands.
I know.
She can catch. I'll give her that. I just got some hands. I've thrown a ball with her.
She's feisty.
Yeah, she's
it's just disappointing to watch all around. And you know, I try to be positive and say good things, but when you're in a predicament as we are as Michigan fans, the past few weeks have been very difficult. Yes, we won the game against Rutgers. That's fantastic. And it was exciting. I felt excited more than I have through most games this season, only because it was triple overtime, which it never should have been against Rutgers. This is preposterous that we're even excited about that.
Right.
I should be up till
1
o'clock in the morning. Like, I go to bed early. I don't know.
If you guys watched the live stream last week when I said I have to be quiet because I was over here, Libby was sleeping, her daughters were sleeping. I'm at the kitchen table. I'm like, I have to be quiet because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I deleted that one because.
Thank you.
Well, plus because it was 2:30 in the morning and I was royally fucked up. What is this? What would B do? Jim Harbaugh to the Lions? Yeah, Jim Harbaugh to the Lions is a knee-jerk reaction. That's not going to happen. Don't watch it happen. That'd be fucked up. Angelica Campos. Is this Angelica? This is either Angelica or Steven. Rutgers sucks. This is crap.
Steve.
What's up, Adam? It's Steve. Steve, what up, Steve?
Rutgers does suck, and they took us to triple overtime.
Hey,
remember that when we want to make arguments.
Steve's on the West Coast, and when this game started, he told me it was about, I forgot what he said, 20 to 10 or something like that, because they're 3 hours behind. Something like that.
Oh, it's early.
So it was a noon kickoff. No, yeah, so it's 20 to 9, whatever. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna drink a Jack and Coke, and his wife was gonna be pissed. And
no, Steve's drunk.
Then he tweeted me again, and he's like, I'm on my second one, and my wife's looking at me with a crazy eye.
Well, Steve, I didn't plan on drinking this afternoon either, and now I find myself 6 beers deep after that debacle.
He said you got me in trouble with the Jack and Cokes. Tip them up, Steve. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns? You want me to go over the game stats real quick? Total yards, 417 to 286 in favor of Penn State. Passing yards, 163 to 112 Penn State. Rushing yards, 254 to 174 Penn State. And I thought actually today was one of Michigan's better rushing games, honestly. Penalties, 5 for 30 for Penn State. Only 1 penalty for Michigan.
That's
today.
worth noting because we've been out of control with penalties for the past 4 weeks.
Definitely. So one penalty for 10 yards. 25 first downs to 14 first downs for Penn State. The list goes on and on. Penn State 4 or 5 out of the red zone. Teams have just been absolutely annihilating Michigan in the red zone. Only twice this year. Minnesota, I think, was 4 for 5, and then Penn State 4 for 5. So only 2 times this year, the team has not at least got a touchdown or a field goal after being in the red zone. So, and it's worth. And someone on Twitter questioned me. It is worth noting. Okay, well, how many of those field goals were basically a touchdown drive stalled and Michigan made themselves for a field goal? So that's fair enough. But at the end of the day, anytime the team's getting into the red zone, they're getting points on Michigan. That is a fact. Berge, is Charbonnet leaving? We've had this conversation.
Who the fuck is Zach Charbonnet? I haven't seen him in weeks. Does he even play for Michigan anymore? Last I checked, he was a running back, right? The man hasn't touched the ball. That's a good question.
We've had this conversation private. I've had some private.
But it's the underutilization of the players that you have. Zach Charbonnet has been a solid running back for the University of Michigan, yet they don't try him ever. It's not like they're doing great with another guy and they need to stick with that person.
Well, Haskins has done all right.
He's done all right, but where the fuck is Zach Charbonnet?
Right.
I would like to know. We should put out a milk carton poster looking for Zach Charbonnet in Ann Arbor and see what happens. See if anybody knows where he is, because I don't know.
After that 70-yard run against Minnesota, I was like, hey, Charbonnet,
I haven't seen him since.
Charbonnet is that guy. Yeah, and we have.
Is he leaving? He might have already left for all we know. I don't know. Where's the guy?
Berge says 286 total yards. What the fuck? Matt the Destroyer. Okay. What happened to Zach Charbonnet? Record-breaking running back. Charbonnet leaving. What would B do? I'm assuming that's Bo. Harbaugh hasn't done a lot for Michigan. He's taken the team on overseas trips. He shook hands with the Pope. Took him to Africa, Italy. The Jordan brand. I mean, you got to no Harbaugh, no Jordan brand. I'll tell you that. Brandon Riley says Dunn Brown needs to be let go today. He sucks so bad. Damn, our D-line is so weak.
They're terrible.
Steve Campo says, Adam, what's your opinion of the Iowa State staff? Oh, the Matt Campbell talk. I know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, put it this way. If I was a high school football coach and I'm winning a bunch of games at Swartz Creek, where I grew up.
Hey, they're a good football team.
They are.
They got shut down because they stopped high school.
Okay, but bad.
I went to a Swartz Creek game this year, and it was the best football I've seen all year.
You went to Swartz Creek.
Swear to God.
So did I.
Yeah, but they never win. They're not good.
Okay, but let me put this in perspective. If I'm coaching for a high school perspective, I'm coaching for a small high school, and I'm winning games in our league, and then all of a sudden, Davison calls me up. Graham Blank calls me up.
They're in the same conference. It's not
well,
a good
but no.
Let's say your coach is Swartz Creek,
they're
and
different
then
than Creek's in the Metro.
community college calls you off.
Okay. Anyway,
that's a better analogy.
If I go,
you can't say you're.
I'm gonna fuck her up. I swear to God. Okay. So, but no. Tell me.
I outweigh you in the Indian leg wrestled, and it was draw. Just so you guys.
She's got strong legs. She did get me.
I squat.
That was my left leg though. Didn't get me. Anyway, okay. I don't know. I'm making an excuse, but I'm just saying. What makes you think? Okay, Iowa. Matt Campbell at Iowa State from the Big 12, and then you come in the Big. I just don't see where that translates, right? Because I mean, like I said earlier, Brady Hoke won before he came to Michigan. I mean, Rich Rod was winning at West Virginia before he came to Michigan, right?
West Virginia.
Yeah. Take me home.
Mama.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
What was that documentary?
The Wild and Wonderful Lights of West Virginia. That shit is wild in West Virginia.
It's fucking inbreds in West Virginia. No offense to anybody from West Virginia. Hopefully you're not related to your... Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Hopefully your second cousin isn't also your mother.
Uncle Daddy.
He slept over at recruits' homes. He held satellite camps. He called out other coaches on Twitter at press conferences and in his book. No, they have. Jim Harbaugh has definitely stepped out on a huge limb ever since he got to Michigan. I agree with that. The results aren't there. And you just pinpointed everything what would be due. Slept over at a recruit's house, right? Did he climb a tree? Did he climb a tree with Quinn Nordine? I feel like he climbed a tree. He could
have chopped down a cherry tree. I don't know.
He definitely stayed the night over there.
He's a founding father, as far as I'm concerned. But
he definitely stayed the night over there.
I remember that rap video.
He did how the
shit was lit.
He did hold satellite camps. What else did he do?
Guess what he didn't do? He didn't beat Ohio State. He didn't win a Big Ten championship. He actually hasn't really done that much. But we still love him, right?
Yeah, Bubba Bidu said he even appeared in a rap video. Harbaugh has done a lot off the field. Isn't that what Michigan fans all want? No, they want it on the field.
No, we want wins.
And what was that one when he was driving? What was that in that Dodge? It wasn't a Viper, was it?
I don't know.
It was in like some souped up Dodge when they drove it out on the football field and he like did a donut at center field or something.
Okay, I don't remember that.
You guys remember that, the Dodge commercial?
Not on the M. He didn't do it on the M.
I don't know if it was on the M, but he definitely drove it.
If he did it on the M, I'm calling conspiracy right now.
He definitely drove it in the big house. Steve Campos says, yes, he climbed a tree for Nordine, who at this point has missed more field goals than he's made. Yeah, Quinn Nordine, I don't know what's up with him. If you guys have followed me for a long time, read my stuff, I actually went with Quinn Nordine when he got the Wild Thing haircut at Coach & 4 on, it's either State or Maine. I think it's State Street. It's in Ann Arbor, just right up the street from Schembechler Hall. I was with Quinn. We watched Major League. Watched him get that haircut.
Well, that's relevant.
I mean,
not really.
I mean, kind of. You guys have.
He got a haircut. That's how fucked up Michigan football is. We're talking about people getting haircuts. Seriously. Oh my God.
If you guys like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at AdamBiggers81. Read my stuff on SaturdayTradition.com, at Tradition on Twitter. Again, this is my friend Libby. Known Libby forever. And
if you are interested in the community bonfire in which we burn all of our Michigan attire and apparel that we've purchased over the past 20 years, I think this is something we could probably make happen.
We do have a fire pit.
I'm about done.
And we've burned a lot of shit back there.
Yeah, true story.
What? I mean, we burned sawdust, pieces of wood.
Don't talk about that. I didn't get a permit from the township.
Cardboard.
Don't burn sawdust.
We're in Blank Township. I hope you're not listening. What else did we burn back there?
Nothing ever.
Okay, but if you want to bring Michigan gear to burn,
I'm not saying here.
What were you talking about? The fire pit somewhere. At an undisclosed fire pit, you can burn your 20. How old is this Michigan jersey? This motherfucking thing is old as shit.
This was a Steve Bruston jersey.
It was.
I bought it and I put it in the dryer. So.
Yeah, that thing's old.
It's time to go.
It was Nike before Adidas and then Jordan.
And went back.
Yeah, so this thing's got to be at least 15 years old.
There's a lot of shit in there.
Yeah. Brandon Riley says, I would like for them to see what Charles Woodson I can't even read it. No, dude, Charles Woodson.
What does Charles Woodson know about coaching anything?
He hasn't coached anything. I know Michigan fans, you guys want to pull out all these names. Like, Where's Desmond Howard? Let's get Elvis Gerback as the offensive coordinator. Where's Tim Biaka-Batuka as the linebackers coach?
They were amazing players,
right?
Not necessarily amazing coaches. People disrespect the role of a head coach. Like you can't just waltz into that and say, "I love football, so I'm going to tell you how to do your." No, fuck that shit. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry, Mr. Riley or whoever said that. But again, Urban Meyer, yeah, he's a proven coach, right? He is also a proven coach of a team that made us all literally spit on the ground every time we see him. It's going to be difficult for me to swallow. Again, wins are wins. So if that's an option that can be tossed around that won't ruin his allegiances, but let's not forget about the fact that Urban Meyer did some dirty shit at Ohio State.
Yeah, and
he
said as a consultant, okay, maybe as a consultant, but I mean, I don't think you bring him on the staff and slap him with a coach label. I mean,
I still think there's something to be said for having some integrity.
Joe Brady? Who's Joe Brady? I mean, Tom Brady? You've got to be kidding me.
Joe Brady? I don't know who
I think he's joking.
Is that his little boy that he had with Bridget Moynihan that he named his initials were Jets just to say fuck you to Tom Brady? No, he got his lady pregnant, left her for Giselle, and then the girl had the baby and named it, and its initials are Jet.
Oh, good.
Like the Jets, which play in the division.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, that's kind of funny, but yeah, he'd probably be better than what we got right now.
Steven said I was going to say Ryan Mallett, but yeah, Breston wore 15. That could be a Ryan Mallett.
This was a Breston jersey when I bought it. Then Ryan Mallett, so I was like, oh, hey. I pulled it out today because I don't give a fuck, honestly. I didn't even know who wore it.
Now it's Chris Hinton.
I don't know why I'm still wearing it, to be honest, but it's okay.
Steve says, I'll tell you who's coaching their ass off. And I would say Mike Hart, out of anybody, is probably, out of all the former Michigan players, Mike Hart is probably the most logical, only because Mike's climbing the career coaching ladder, right? He's like 33, 34. Yeah. He's already assistant. I think he's assistant OC. He's running backs coach at Indiana. Mike Hart's going to be a head coach somewhere.
And Mike Hart is a Michigan man and was during the prime of my Michigan fandom, was an excellent running back. Right?
But is he ready to come and coach Michigan right now? No.
That's the question. No. But one day, will he be the next Harbaugh coming off,
Benjamin Peterson, why is Joe Brady a bad idea? Because I don't know who Joe Brady is.
We think that's Tom Brady's baby. So will you please explain to us who that Joe Brady is?
If you mean Tom Brady and still no, that's a bad idea. I don't know.
I want to know who Joe Brady is.
Jay May says, what's up, Libby? You do look like, and he's saying,
I look like Chris Peterson.
I look like Chris Peterson. I've heard that before. If not Herbs and Peterson, what do you think would be a hire that we can get excited about that would take us to the mountaintop? I'll let you take this one, Libby.
I don't know. And I think I said that earlier. Like, when Harbaugh came in, it was the perfect storm, right? It was someone who loved the University of Michigan. It was someone who had coaching experience, NFL experience. He's won Super Bowls. This was the guy. So coming on the heels of that and seeing this fail so miserably, I don't know. Like, what an option could be in a perfect world. We're going to have to find somebody who doesn't live up to the same expectations that we had for Harbaugh, because there's no way that you can. You can't find someone who loves the Michigan football program as much as Harbaugh, that has proven coaching experience, that can come in and develop teams. He came in and we all wanted that, and we still want that, but we just haven't seen it come to fruition. So as entitled ass Michigan fans that we all are, that like Michigan
football, talking about
we got to step up.
They're talking about the LSU. Okay, Joe Brady. I was thinking Tom Brady because of the Michigan fan thing, and he just didn't know. Yeah, Joe Brady, the LSU offensive coordinator.
I still don't know.
I don't think you want anybody from LSU right now.
Aren't they molesting people like crazy down there?
They're
no, it's
no disclaimer. They're not reporting sexual assault. There's a difference. But
what are they reporting?
They're not reporting sexual assaults for players.
What are we talking about?
LSU.
Yeah, they're
Lewd Sex University.
There's lewd shit going on.
Yeah, lewd shit undercover.
I digress.
John Harbaugh. Does Jim Harbaugh love Michigan football? He doesn't act like it. Yeah, I think he
absolutely loves Michigan football. I think it being his alma mater and what got him his start, I think that he loves Michigan football. Just because it's not materializing on the field, I don't think we can take that away from him. But I also don't think that necessarily it's came to the fruition that we thought it would when he came here. So I think he does. I would give him that credit. He loves Michigan football.
I think he does.
Someone asked today in the press conference, And it was a stupid fucking question. And if the person who asked it is on this call, please elaborate what the fuck you were thinking. But he said, you've talked about how much you loved Bo when you played at Michigan.
Oh my God,
and
that was the dumbest shit
think
ever.
that your players love you as much as you love Bo? And Jim said, yeah, I think they do. That was the end of it. But it's like, you know, this is a man who played at Michigan for years, was very good at Michigan, developed ties there. Like, if you went to a university anywhere, I know I did, I know he did, you have ties to that university forever, regardless of what path your life takes you down. So I do think he loves Michigan football. I think it hasn't worked out exactly the way that he thought it would or the way that we thought it would, but I don't think you can take that away from him, that he is a Michigan man. And he always will be.
I'm going to check Twitter real quick. Doesn't look like anything's going on. Hold on. What is this? Import Bill Rathbun. Unfortunately irrelevant. I don't know what that means. Oh, the AJ Henning catch. I put this blank. Neat ball. Peter Miner says, in reference to that Bo question, I tweeted, do you just have the balls to ask Jim Harbaugh if his players feel the same way as both players felt about him? Are you fucking serious? Yeah. Pete Miner says he deserves some hard questions, but this is really over the top. Yeah, I just thought that was just the dumbest shit that you could possibly ask. You need to hand. But
I will say the most savage question I heard of the day was by some girl.
Yeah, no.
Who
typically does not ask good questions.
I don't know anything about this girl, but she literally said, "Can you explain what the dynamic was and how this running back was pretty much able to own you?" Like, I can't remember exactly how she worded it. It was not like that, but that's the way I interpreted. She's like, how he was able to get so many yards on you and what the situation was like that allowed that to happen. And I was like, yes, bitch. Like, I've never heard such savagery in my life. That was it.
She was cheering her on for sure. Matt the Destroyer says the homeless guy outside of Michigan Stadium could replace Don Brown and their defense wouldn't look different. Well, I mean, if that's the case, I've never coached football, but I've coached baseball. I think I understand defense from a baseball perspective. Maybe we should lobby for me to be the defensive coordinator. What do you say, Matt? Benjamin Peterson says, thought on Muschamp replacing Don Brown. Not right now, but I do think at the end of the season, Don Brown, if we're, and I don't like to speculate, there's things I don't like to speculate about. Guys losing their jobs, coaches, and players transferring. So, well, I said that because what you asked me earlier.
I didn't say anything about it.
I already told her what I think, but I'm not going to say it to you guys. I think there is definitely a guy on the way out for sure. He's a running back. Anyway, as far as a coach being replaced, we're going to see at the end of the year. And I do think if there's going to be a coach replaces Don Brown. Would it be hard to get Chris Partridge back? I don't know. Chris Partridge was the man. I really liked Chris. Matt the Destroyer says, for defensive coordinator, Adam Biggers for defensive coordinator. If you didn't get hired, it was rigged, and I'll call Rudy Giuliani. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, if you just give me like a group of, 6'4", 280 to 300-pound defensive linemen, give me some, linebackers like Josh Ross. I'd move Dax to corner. I'll make something happen. I mean,
why do you have any more credibility to be a fucking defensive coach?
I don't. That's what I'm saying.
You're a baseball coach.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. But I have no fucking clue. But
and you don't even fucking really like Michigan football. Let's be honest.
I don't. But he said that they could hire.
Listen, Matt the Destroyer.
He said that they could
stay away from this guy. We don't fucking want him either.
He said that they could hire a homeless guy outside Michigan Stadium to do a better job than Don Brown.
And Adam Biggers also. Asterisk.
I could do a better job probably than the homeless guy outside of Michigan Stadium, but maybe not.
What if he's like, an expatriate who never got drafted and now he's a drunk and he just waits there for his final comeback? He might be fucking brilliant. It might be like,
true. I can't.
The best thing ever. The homeless guy outside the stadium should be interviewed, as far as I'm concerned.
What would BDU says? Maybe Ward should be fired too. Even the Lions fired. Yeah, they fired. Not only did they fire Matt Patricia, but they also fired Bob Quinn. I'm like, okay, the Lions are done. They're moving on. Timothy, oh shit, how do we say this? Drzwecki? It's Polish for sure.
Drzwecki.
I feel like that's a D sound with a W. Timothy, help us out. Muschamp knows defense. I don't think Michigan could get him, though.
I don't know who Muschamp is.
Will Muschamp. Florida.
Oh. Yeah. Can't really
Matt the Destroyer says the homeless guy is hyped up on cocaine and is ready to coach.
Hey, you know who else loved cocaine? Lawrence Taylor, the best defensive player in the history of the National Football League. I'm just saying.
LT, baby. Was it coke? He loved crack.
Coke is crack, just in more, you know.
And 13-year-old.
I think he did powder cocaine when he was in the league.
Probably.
First of all,
that was posh.
Don't
in the
fucking
80s.
ever talk shit about Lawrence Taylor in your life. She said she was of age, okay, and he didn't start smoking crack until after he left the Giants, I believe, until he was older. And he's now been on the wagon for a long time. Don't argue.
She's also a huge Giants fan.
I'm just Lawrence. My daughter's middle name is Taylor. That was before the 13-year-old who was of age, so don't ever tell her that. But yes, I love the Giants, and Lawrence Taylor is an always will be.
How excited were you? Okay, I'm gonna tell two stories. Okay, one, the story.
You didn't clear these with me.
Well, we'll clear them as we go. Okay, so first story: Jabril goes to the Giants. You like that? Team captain.
Can I just say that Jabril Peppers was literally one of my favorite players to ever play for the University of Michigan?
I like Jabril.
And I'm not just saying that because he went to my team. I fucking loved him. He made it exciting to watch. Like, he was just a game changer to me. So, yes, he did happen to get drafted by my team and is now a captain on that team. So that makes me very happy, too. Even though they are also a terrible football team this year and painful to watch.
So there's, this was like, I don't know, about 3 years ago. It was a Sunday morning. I get a call at like 6 o'clock in the morning going, Biggers. And I'm seeing the phone ring, and I'm like, this shit better be an emergency because it's 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning. It was Libby, and I'm like, what's up? She's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Get over. It was a 1 o'clock kickoff in Cleveland. It was Giants versus the Browns. Jabril played for the Browns.
First of all, lies and deceit. I asked you the night before. It was not 6 o'clock in the morning. It was the Browns were so terrible that tickets were like $8 for upper deck. And I was watching them, and I'm a Giants fan, and I got tickets on like the 30-yard line, like 10 rows up, for like $28 a piece. And I had literally no one. I tried everyone in the world before this fucking guy. Every friend I had, I tried. And nobody could go. So I was like,
every friend, really?
Yes, everyone.
That makes me feel horrible.
So anyways, long story short, Adam was able to go to this game with me, which was a good time. I don't know. How are we getting off on this tangent?
The Jabril thing and
Jabril wasn't there yet. OBJ was still there.
No, he was with the Browns. It was his rookie year.
He never played with the Browns. He played with the
Giants.
Giants.
Yes, he did. He got drafted by the
Jabril?
Browns. Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Did he start? I don't remember shit about Jabril.
He was special teams. You don't remember that? It's like Jabril. Okay. Anyway, I feel bad knowing that I was the last one you asked.
Yes.
Fucking shit.
Wait, though.
No, I was not. How many other friends do you have? Like, yeah.
Listen, I've not seen the list this long. Definitely my husband at the time couldn't go.
Yeah,
like,
no.
fuck that shit.
But he said he's best wishes. What's the great? He said, what's up? Great of dude. What's up, great of dude? DAS says, what's going on, Adam? I think Cade played hurt. He did. Milton got another shot and looked worse. Yeah, Cade was definitely hurt. And it's maybe collarbone, shoulder. We haven't been told exactly. Matt the Destroyer says Cade obviously played hurt. Yes, he did.
I just want to say, yes, the Giants can still win the conference. Okay, we play the Bengals tomorrow. That doesn't really help us, but we can because it's the worst fucking conference in the history.
And you know what sucks for you as a football fan? She's got to watch Michigan on Saturday, and she's got to watch the Giants on Sunday. It's like you might as well just.
But yes,
check in.
Lawrence Taylor was high a lot. That's okay. He was still the best ever.
Luke Fickell.
Fight me.
Luke Fickell will never be the coach at Michigan.
Jim Tressel.
Jim Tressel.
Who the fuck is this? At least Urban Meyer is in the discussion. Jim Tressel? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There are certain things that I cannot
kills
entertain.
me. I'm going to go to Twitter real quick, and then, wow, we're going on 45 minutes. So we're probably going to cut this off. Any final questions, comments? Thanks again to Libby for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Libby loves football just as much as I do. Any of you guys do?
I used to when my teams won. Now it just brings me heartache and sadness.
Now you're just like.
That's how I feel.
Hot Libby face. All right, we're gonna go a few more minutes. So you guys, comments, questions. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at AdamBiggers81. Read my stuff at SaturdayTradition.com, at Tradition on Twitter. I'll have a column later. Asked a little bit. I mean, the running to me. I mean, we see Joe Milton. He's not 100%. We see Cade McNamara. He's not 100%. So while Michigan kind of decides what's going on with the quarterback, the only thing offensively that's going to keep them, and obviously this is kind of a dumb moment, the only thing that's going to keep them going is the running game. So I'm going to have a column on the running game.
Going where? Going against Maryland?
I mean, hopefully
like, we can beat
even.
Fucking Maryland. The fact that we're even talking about if we can beat Maryland is
preposterous.
But literally, you have 2 games left in this season, and one of them is against Ohio State, who...
That's going to be a loss. You're not going to beat Ohio State.
I don't see it happening. I hope that I'm wrong.
I'm going to be over here
make me ride
trying
to
console Libby when she's crying about how, and I'm going to be like...
I'm not going to cry this year. I'm fucking used to it. I'm over it. I'm not making a whole spread. I'm not doing...
No
I'm not
tacos.
You might get fucking tacos. You're not getting the whole shebang. I'm depressed.
She makes excellent tacos. I gotta say the spreads for the games are just fucking great. Yeah. The worst, I will say though, the worst Michigan does, the
worse my food.
Yeah, the shit. Your shit just fucking drops off.
I'm gonna order a pizza. Whatever.
Like fuck it. We're getting hot and ready. So I'm like, oh, you just had a full taco bar yesterday. Yeah, it was week 1, motherfucker. Now it's week 3, and we're not doing that.
Well, thanks for having me, y'all. I'm gonna go let my dog out and pray for Michigan football's future, because I think this year it's done.
Yeah, it's done. It's done for sure. I appreciate you guys watching. Again, follow me on Twitter at AdamBiggers81, at Saturday Tradition, or at Tradition on Twitter, and SaturdayTradition.com. So thanks again for joining. I'm Adam. That was Libby. We had a lot of fun. If you guys want to talk football some more, we can get into some serious in-depth analysis. Let me know. And we could probably do a live stream tomorrow, but just having a little bit of fun tonight. And that's about it. So you guys have a good one. Appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you next time.